The magic of thinking big is a topic that's dangerous and forbidden knowledge, however capable of transforming your life in the most positive way ever. Before we dive into this topic, I want to ask you a few questions. Do you have any idea how big your mind is? What shape, forms, and location is your mind? It is a very difficult question, isn't it? And you didn't know the answer, did you? That's why things fall apart in your life. Negligence of things create problems that plunge our reality into poverty, even without our permission. Most of you are locking your ability to transcend and potential to think big without knowing the destructive effects of your negligence. If you have just little idea of the damages that you have caused yourself and will continue to cause yourself, are you among those who have piggy bank? How about those who often settled for less? Or perhaps you are among those who have decided to live from hand to mouth, or the other who have decided to be in cage of self-locks using different methods, such as deciding to leave the rest of their life in self-destructive events, programs, or past, such as failed relationships, choosing to get trapped with someone you genuinely hate or dislike, becoming one with your addiction to social media, drugs, or alcoholism that have no future in it, stuck with peer group or set a bandwagon that have no plan for their tomorrow or greatness, even accepting to try one more time into different side of life that will transform your life, or conceiving in your heart and vibrates upon it daily that you will never dare to try again because someone you trusted and believed more than you believed in yourself have failed several times and coated your mind with the stories of his failures without letting you know the intention behind sharing that ugly and terrible story of his or hers that now cage you into the matrix of self-doubt and low self-esteem. Afterwards, you concluded that as he or she has failed, that you will also fail, even without shooting your shots. You destroyed the entire unique creation of God, the one miracle out of millions of Siemens that survived. There are evil forces in this our world that simply hungers to plunge our life into poverty. As I sat down to let this message flow through me, when it got to 20 minutes, I heard a voice telling me this message will be destroyed. Just before I got home, the message was wiped into 5 minutes. I have to start writing it again. The message I am about to pass to you will change many lives in a positive ways, financially and abundantly. God and his angels are waiting for you to make that decision, to cut ties with those trapped that have no plans of tomorrow, those who are comfortable in the cage that they are trapped in. Many things begins to happen in the spiritual dimensions. Once you began to demand your rightful position in life, God's desire for us is to be greatly rich in abundance. Not to lack, but to have more to help one another. That's why he gives us the choice to choose, to decide our path, to live by the decision that we made by ourselves, or or we will leave by the decision others made for us. However, nothing is 100% absolute. Until we accept it as our choice, I would like to borrow the word from Bible. Bible is a collection of ancient texts from different sources, some pagan, some philosophical, and you name it. With that said, it holds elements of truth, and it said, when a man is reborn, he is now a new creature. Old things has passed away. This is not just about Christianity, but universal laws. When you throw a stone horizontally, something happens. You may have not heard this ways before. It first starts with more energy, then suddenly starts to decline. With the energy levels begin to drop with time and resistance. This principle governs everything, including our ability to attract anything. When you get rid of your old ways that trapped you, conceive in your mind that nothing have shape or forms of whatsoever you desired to acquire in this life, in financial incompleteness and instability. Piggy bank existing just to save money and acquire debt. You are a new creature with a fresh idea and direction. Only your formless and sizeless mind determine the forms and size will make it to manifest faster, projecting thoughts of that which you desire. They are resistance to our notions and aspiration. Addiction to drunkenness, gaming, alcoholism, social networks. In our youthful age, we go fast and far to get what we want. You are a new creature because at this junction, you are about breaking off from the chains of bandwagon groups. The same thing happens when, say, we need something. You have decided to stop existence and living from hand to mouth. You have decided to become the boss and not the staff. In old age, we began to drop in speed and decline. There is often a projectile motion that occurs along the line. You have decided to become the owner, not to lease. You have decided to become the landlord, not the tenant. In order to get it correctly as we want it, it's imperative too. It is a great move and transition from grass to grace. It all starts with you making that decision that you are done. Want more than we officially want to acquire. Waking up to deprive yourself of your life to please your boss. Things will begin to take forms in the spiritual dimension. For instance, if we want a home, we can go higher in our want. To desire a mansion or duplex, because you said so and acted in correspondence to your words. In the spiritual dimension, to make your determination a reality. This new direction of yours will begin to establish new structures. If we want $1 million, we can desire $3 million. If the resistance occurs during our time and space to acquire that, we will likely get 1.5 million or $500,000. This happens a lot, so bear that in mind. A scientist said the magic words. Meanwhile, things works differently sometimes. Said an object will continue to be at its state of rest. Isaac Newton in his law of motions. How we vibrate or our burning sensation for something differs from one another, and it will automatically take directions proportional to the direction or motion until it is acted upon by a force of the force that acted upon it, meaning you will remain poor broke or miserable until you decide. With that addiction or lifestyle that is currently keeping you broke, until you acted upon by a force that will push you to the new direction which your life will now follow. When it's even difficult for Murby to sustain a good square meal from flipping shoes, what happens when you decided to fly by plane instead of going by car? Mura can decide to make millions of dollars off flipping shoes. The important element here is you choosing the bigger goal that you can burn every bridges for until you get it is the key. You will automatically utter the time. Remember, it is the invisible and immaterial that makes the visible. You will see clouds through the window instead of trees or bush. That's exactly what happens when you decided to think big. Everything outside this is just assistance to fast pedal the process. You will meet people of higher profile and class because that's their preference when traveling. More doors will begin to open in the spiritual realm to actualize that new decision of yours. Remember, it starts with you desiring to catch tuna instead of catfish. You are God's masterpieces of His lookalikes. The greatest power we have is the power of choice. I will borrow the word from the Bible that said, "Do not be conformed to the standard of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." It says that because outside our mind and thoughts, nothing exists until we conceive it and act upon it. Your change of financial transformation to freedom begins with you renewing your mind. From refusing to believe that you can't make it, to believing and acting in correspondence to your new belief that you will make it, that you will become prosperous. If you stop believing in the life of savings or piggy bank today and start believing that you will have more to spend than locking yourself and capability to think big outside the context of your piggy bank. Talk to yourself and tell yourself, I am worth more than existing to live from hand to mouth. I am capable of owning a mansion and have more money. That I will no longer need to save another to buy whatsoever I desire. You are the product of your thoughts. As your mind have no shape, size, or boundaries, so your financial capacity will know no size, shape, or boundaries. Let me ask you just one more time, friend. Are you ready for a fresh start with new goal and energy? Are you ready to become the owner and not the leaser? Are you ready to make that strong decision and rip in abundance? You don't need the standard of this world, certification or degrees. You don't need to know all those who are in charge, 'cause you are the one in charge. Are you ready to think big and merge your entire energy with God? To manifest that goal that will make you famous. If you have gotten this far to this point, you are destined for life of abundance and living in the reality you have always ever wanted that is just there waiting for you to anchor your decision with it. The doors to your prosperity can only be opened and closed by you. The determination to live big, dream big begins with you. That journey to greatness only needs your signature as the leader. The captain. There are no specific people that is destined to live life of luxury. It is the birthright of those who dares to dream big. Those who refuse to settle for less. Those who refuse to live from hand to mouth. Those who break free from those who got comfortable with leftover. The big or extravagant lifestyle have no one's name on it. Those who have their name on it are those who have chosen to use the catfish that they already have as a bait to catch tuna. Big Dreams Mansion will be yours if you include it in your dream today, so long as you're willing to let go off the little dream to go after bigger dreams. Your entire life script will start getting rewritten in correspondence with your new goals. You must let go the little dreams. You must be willing to sacrifice the catfish you have in favor of your new mission to catch tuna. If you don't logically believe in your self-ability to make it by your decision, don't dare it because you will not excel. You must believe that it is possible and achievable. If you need more information on how to manifest that goal, check my channel for applications of laws of assumption. Manifesting what you want, regardless of its nature. I have used these principles that I am teaching you today. In my previous lifestyle, I often put money I am supposed to use to take care of my needs into the bank just to avoid spending that money. My uncle wife heard about that move and call it by force savings. My life begins to take new direction after using the same principles I teach you to unlock doors of music compositions and production to start pouring on me. I also use this to find solutions to my puzzling problems in my job that I built by myself, my business that I am heading as the CEO, because I hate receiving peanut as salary. This will be lesson for another day. I'll go in against the matrix change myself and gave me steps ahead. You can do the same today. You don't need to sign up for any course except you choose to. However, I will be teaching you every step-by-step process I used to manifest the life of aboutness I am living today. The limit of this principle is endless and limitless. It is in your hands to architect your every desire into manifestation. Lastly, it's not everyone who teach this universal laws practice it, or teaches you from experience. That's where I make a remarkable difference that is verifiable and proofable. Throughout my vast usage of this universal laws has endowed me with lots of potential. In diverse fields and ventures I have applied it to, including buying my first, second, and 3, and to owning 5 cars. Today, I am no more caged in the leaf of savings or piggy bank. Greetings. See you in my next video.